Hi everyone, my name is Marty Stone, and I am sending the Sippel family my deepest sympathies and condolences from Australia. I'm very, very sorry that I can't be there in person, but know that I'm there with everyone in spirit. Tom and I met back in August of 1993 on the first day of law school down in Macon, Georgia, and we became fast friends. We were in the same section, Section 6. And even though we were pretty different, I was from a small town in Tullahoma, and he had lived all over the world. We became fast friends, and we spent a lot of time together studying. I was a little bit more outgoing. Tom was a little bit more shy, but Tom was one of the best people I ever met. He loved being around people. He might be quiet at first, but once you got to know him, he had a great laugh. He had a kind heart, and he would do anything for anyone. He still lived at his parents the first year of law school, and the Sippel family treated me so good, and I felt so awesome being able to spend time with them. I got to meet all of his sisters. I got to meet his dog Fred, but his parents mean the world to me, and I'll never forget what they did for me when I lived in Macon. At the end of our first year of law school, Tom and I got an apartment together right behind the law school with a big front porch. And we would spend many a night, either the two of us just sitting outside talking, trying to figure out what we were going to do after law school, or more often than not, we had so many friends that lived around us, and it was wonderful to have everybody over to our place, and I think that Tom really enjoyed that. We got a dog together by the name of Bocephus, and then when we graduated law school and went our separate ways, we tried to split custody of him, and he was a great dog. When we graduated law school, I moved back to Tennessee. Tom stayed in Macon for about a year, and then he moved to D.C., but we kept in touch. We tried to visit one another about once a year or so, and that continued for 3 or 4 years, and then Tom called me and said that he was getting tired of living in D.C. and he was considering moving down south, and so I said of course, and he moved down to Chattanooga, took the Tennessee bar. We rented a U-Haul and moved his things down there, and he got a job practicing workers' comp defense, which I believe he did for the rest of his career, and that was something that he was very good at. We had a house in Hickson, Tennessee, again with a lot of friends. We really enjoyed meeting people and entertaining and things like that. I remember the night that he told me that he had met a pretty girl from Ole Miss that was visiting town by the name of Lisa, and he hoped that she came back soon. And very soon after that, I knew that Tom had met the love of his life, and he, thought the world of Lisa, and he got very excited to create a life with her, and I know that she was the most important person in the world to him. They decided to move to Nashville, and he called me and told me that he was getting married, and they were going to have a very small ceremony with just family and friends, but he wanted me to be there. So me and the Sippel family took a trip from Memphis to Dyersburg, Tennessee to watch them get married. I moved to Atlanta soon after that, and as you do in your 30s, you lose touch a little bit, but Tom and I always spoke several times a year. We would always try to see one another when we went back to Chattanooga. They actually moved to Atlanta. They bought a house in Roswell, and my now husband and I helped them move into the house, and I thought that was crazy that they were moving all the way out to the burbs. Why would somebody do that at our age? And now Barlow and I have a house just less than a mile from there. They moved back to Tennessee for a while, and then back to Atlanta. And I remember Tom calling me when I was walking into a grocery store and said, "I've got some news. Lisa's pregnant, and she's not just pregnant; she's pregnant with twins." And he was just so excited. And I remember the picture that he took, or he had taken, of him with each of the girls right after they were born. And Mary and Ellen, I've been able to watch them grow up to tiny little girls, to the wonderful young women that they are now. And I know that Tom was so proud of them. as was Lisa. We didn't live far from one another, but again, we didn't get together as much as we should. I really regret that, but I am very happy that we got to have dinner with Tom and Lisa just a couple months ago. Tom was one of those people in the world that it didn't matter if we had talked the previous week or we hadn't talked for several months. It was like we had never parted, that, we were still living together on Coleman Hill in Macon. And so I'm very happy that I got to see him just a couple months ago. And I certainly never dreamt that just a couple months later I would be making this video and Tom wouldn't be with us any longer. But I'm happy that I got to know him. He made my life, and I'm sure he made everybody in that room's life much, much better. He was taken from us way too soon, but we're going to remember him forever. I love you, Tom. I love the Sippels. Take care.